Hey DevTechs! Welcome to the IA Dev channel. Now, in the last video, we dove headfirst into building a semantic HTML blog page, right? Well, today, we're cranking it up a notch. We're gonna chew the fat about SEO, its origin story, what's popping now, and what's coming down the pipeline. And hey, we're also going to rap about accessibility, where it all kicked off, how it's rolling today, and where it's pointed. And for the grand finale, we'll roll up our sleeves for a hands-on jam session with HTML media tags, image, picture, video, and, yeah, even slinging in a YouTube video with an iframe. Plus, we'll sprinkle in some basic CSS to gussy up our page. So, let's get started. SEO history, present, future. Search engine optimization, or SEO, it's been in the mix since way back in the late 90s. Back in the day, search engines like Yahoo and AltaVista were all about keywords. People were cramming keywords, heading text, and pulling all sorts of spammy moves. But, hey, today, SEO's got brains. Google's using algorithms like RankBrain and BERT to get the gist, not just the words. Schema markup, mobile first vibes, and core web vitals are where it's at. Looking ahead, SEO's gonna lean heavy on AI and structured data. Searches could be all about voice, video, and schema. If your content ain't accessible and structured, forget about ranking high. And that's exactly where accessibility comes in. Because what good is ranking high if not everyone can experience your content? Now, let's dive in. Accessibility. That's the name of the game. Ensuring everyone, and I mean everyone, including people with disabilities, can surf the web without a hitch. Back in the early 2000s, well, accessibility was practically a myth. Can you believe it? Loads of sites were just a no-go with screen readers. But hold on, fast forward to today, and accessibility, it's not just a good idea, it's becoming the law. We've got WCAG, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, laying down the rules for alt text, ARIA roles, color contrast, captions, the whole shebang. And the future, get this, AI-powered accessibility. Auto-generated captions, souped-up screen readers, and even adaptive design that morphs to fit your needs. How cool is that? Now let's switch to our hands-on exercise. We'll build a single HTML page with images, video, and an embedded YouTube iframe. And we'll style it using some basic CSS. Let's get started. So as you can see, it's a basic HTML. In the last video, we learned about basic HTML, so I'll skip on to the basic HTML. If you to know more, then you can check out my video of HTML. I have added on the description below. We're going to use a dummy image, dummy video, and an iframe of YouTube for our HTML video. First, we'll create a header section. Inside it, I'll add an H1 heading with the title, Devchitect, SEO, Accessibility and Media Tags. Below that, I'll drop in a short description, using a P tag, learning HTML5 with SEO and accessibility in mind. This gives our page a clear identity and helps both users and search engines understand what it's about. Next, let's move on to our first media example. I'll create a section with the class name Media. Inside it, I'll add an H2 subheading, Image Example. Now, for the image itself, I'll use the figure element. This is a semantic container for media content, like images or videos. Inside the figure, I'll add an image tag that points to our file example.jpg. But here's the important part. Notice the alt attribute. I've set it to beautiful mountain landscape. That little line of text does three powerful things. It makes the page accessible for screen readers. It provides SEO context for search engines. And it ensures the meaning is preserved if the image doesn't load. Finally, I'll close the figure with a figure tin. Here I'll write accessible image with alt text for SEO and screen readers. This caption gives users extra context and reinforces why alt text is so important. And that completes our first example, a semantic, accessible image block. Now, let's take the image example section we just created and duplicate it. Once duplicated, the first change we'll make is to update the H2 text. Instead of image example, I'll rename it to picture example responsive images. This tells our viewers and search engines that this section is all about responsive pictures. Next, instead of using a figure container, I'm going to remove it entirely. That's because the picture element already acts as the semantic wrapper for our responsive images. Inside the picture, I'll add two source tags, one for large screens using Mountain Large JP with a media query of minimum width 800 pixels. Another for small screens using Mountain Small JP with max width 799 pixels. Finally, I'll add a fallback image tag that points to Mountain Small JP with an alt text saying Mountain View optimized for devices. And to finish, I'll add a figure tag below that explains what we did, using picture for responsive images, good for SEO and performance. So with just a few changes, duplicating, updating the heading, and replacing the figure with a picture element, we've built a responsive image block. Now, let's duplicate the picture example section. First, I'll change the double head 2 heading text to say video example. Next, instead of a picture element, I'll replace it with a video tag. To make the video user-friendly, I'll add the controls attribute so viewers can play, pause, or adjust the sound. Inside this video tag, I'll add a source pointing to sample.mp4, and I'll also set the type to video/mp4. We'll also include a track element for captions. This is super important for accessibility because captions make video content usable for people with hearing difficulties. And also improve SEO. As a fallback, I'll add a short text message. Sorry, your browser doesn't support embedded videos. Finally, I'll add a figure that explains this section. Video with captions, great for accessibility and SEO schema. And with that, we've transformed our section into a fully accessible video example. Next up, let's duplicate the video example section. This time, I'll update the H2 heading to say YouTube embed. Instead of using a video tag, I'll replace the content with an iframe. The iframe will point to a YouTube video using the embed link format. To add the iframe, we'll go the YouTube. Click a share button below video. And click the embedded, and you'll see the iframe embedded code. Copy the code and paste it to our editor. I'll set the width and height to 560 by 350, and I'll add the Allow Full Screen attribute so viewers can expand the video. To keep it accessible, I'll make sure the iframe has a descriptive title attribute, like YouTube Video Player. And just like before, I'll close the section with a figure saying Embedding YouTube with iframe. This way, we've now shown 3 types of media: images, responsive pictures, and videos, both local and embedded from YouTube. Alright, let's preview this in the browser. You'll notice everything works, but it looks a bit plain. The text is cramped, headings don't pop, and our media blocks are glued to the edges. That's because we haven't added any CSS yet. Let's fix that by adding a style tag inside the head of our HTML. First, I'll style the body. Here I'm choosing Arial with a sans serif fallback, giving text a line height of 1.6 for readability. adding a 20-pixel margin around the page. A soft light gray background. And setting the default text color to a medium dark gray. Next, let's style the headings. That's just a slightly darker shade to make our headings stand out. Now, we'll work on the media sections that we have given a class media. This gives each box some breathing room. A white background. A subtle border. And rounded corners to separate it visually from the rest of the page. Next, let's make sure images, videos, and iframes behave responsively. That way they never overflow their containers They get a slight corner radius, and they're displayed as block elements so they sit neatly on the page. Finally, we'll style the captions. This makes captions just a little smaller. A softer grey colour, and adds a small top margin for spacing. And that's it, our CSS is complete. With just a few lines, we've taken plain HTML and given it a clean, structured look. Alright, let's head back to the browser and refresh. Now you can see the difference. The page feels cleaner, headings pop out, the media sections are boxed neatly, and captions look subtle but readable. Just a few lines of CSS have transformed raw HTML into something professional. But right now, our CSS is sitting inside the style tag in the HTML file. That's fine for small demos, but in real projects, we always separate our CSS into its own file. So let's do that. I'll remove the style block. And replace it with a link tide in the head. I'll create a new file called style.css. Inside it, I'll cut and paste all the CSS rules we wrote earlier: the body, headings, media sections, images and videos, and fig caption. This tells the browser to load our styles from an external file. Let's save everything. And refresh the browser one more time. And there we go. The page looks exactly the same, but now our CSS is cleanly organized in its own shed style. This makes it easier to manage, reuse, and scale as our project grows. And that's it for today. We started with the history, present, and future of SEO. We also looked at accessibility and why it's becoming essential. Then, we built a practical page using media tags, image, picture, video, and iframe. We also added some basic CSS styling to make the page look clean. In the next video, we'll explore the history, present and future of CSS, and then we'll dive into more hands-on CSS basics, including styling forms and inputs. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you found this helpful. See you in video 4. Let's dive deep. Let's master the craft. And let's build like true Devchitect.